Hello, I am Ruski Ruskalov, and today I am talking because my topic is: does anybody care about Russia anymore? I mean, sometimes at night, for myself being Russian, I cry about this. But the last time I even heard anything about Russia was when Russia invaded Georgia. I mean, nobody even comes up with the topic from that country. Nobody. Did you even know the revolution that was going on in Libya is also going on in Russia? In Moscow. The only thing they ever said was in Times magazine. That's how I even know. I don't even know that. They don't show it on TV. They show nothing about it. They only showed when Russia invaded Georgia and they screwed up. The country has actually been on a financial rise because of the rise of the oil price at $100 a barrel. Originally, their country collapsed because the price of gas went down. I mean, if you look at all the mass of Russia, they probably have more oil than they can get in America. From Alaska, Texas, Mexico. But sure, there's more oil there than in North America. But yet, nobody says anything. Did you even know there's a drug called KROKODIL? What it has to do with it is basically it's a type of heroin they made. Look it up. It's called, well, it's spelled KROKODIL. If you cannot understand me, like some stupid people, usually they just say that to make fun of me because of who I am, what I stand for, and what I say, and how I speak, and race. And yet, when people talk shit to a Russian, everybody doesn't consider it racism. But if I say some shitty to African American black person, everybody goes ape shit. They don't give us the same rights as other people. I've heard things like people saying that in my country we fuck dogs. Bullshit. And at the time, don't be offended if you're Chinese. I said to him because he was Chinese. I said, well, at least we don't fucking eat them. And I said, I'd rather eat a fucking dog than fuck one. So remember, who's the fucked up one and who has a real fact? Because they do eat dogs in China. Maybe not all over, but some places it's in the dish. To this day, in the Philippines, they still eat dog. You should also read that memoir by Gary Maluso. He's at the age of 7, he was in the Philippines in 1946. It's actually quite interesting. It's a memoir. There's a lot about it, and that's why I bring this subject up. I've heard people say I'm a stupid Russian. I've heard people tell me go back to fucking Russia, and I say, you know what? I was born in America. Kiss my ass, and I'm gonna stay here. I've heard lots of racial comments, and I've gotten fed up. Sometimes I just felt like lashing out. I mean, and I've heard people say I built bombs in my basement, and I'm just there's never one thing about Russia. Yet there's something from Yemen. What about those starving people in Russia? I was looking at another thing. It's called it was some painting company. They donated paint to all these countries. There was some in freaking China, Japan, South America, and even where um, Middle East. And I was like, not even Moscow. There's poor people there. What about the people who don't have food? What? You give a grain of rice? Remember in this one thing, one school program, for everything we did, they donated 1 grain of rice to China. I'm like, what do we give Russia? What? It's a dead country or something? Some points I feel like it's not even on the map. I feel like it's like how it was in the 15th century. We didn't even know about America. We didn't know about North America and South America at that time. I feel like it's a country we haven't even found. Gone and missing. That's why I brought this topic up. No recognition of anything for that country. What? What more do you want us to do? I mean, you're already freaking accepting Cuba back. You're trying to repeal the embargo, man. Russia cut their nuclear arsenal in half. The wall came down. Communism collapsed. And we're still not accepted? What more do you want us to do? I mean, freaking A. What about, there's some, I forget which model it was. She's actually number one in Ukraine. Um, she has the most hits, and she's a model. What about Roma Kenga? ROMA space KENGA. I'll leave these blogs and posts you can even find out on YouTube. And everybody thinks America's so great. I mean, I don't hate it. I don't dislike it. But there's some parts where I disbelieve. I have second opinions. It's always wise to be open-minded, to see something in two views. Let's talk about like security. You think it's more secure, but there's another person from a different view. They see a gap where you can get inside it. That could be problems for other people in other nations. What if someone were to terrorists? But I mean, in other countries, here in America, we see them as the enemy. What about those people there? They see us as the enemy too. They have their own beliefs. Sometimes you should be able to hear the voice of another man. What this country was founded upon, freedom of speech. Yet you want the best for these people in this country, but you don't listen to the other people? We can't talk our differences? We can't be civil? From over time to time, you may think your country is what it is. There's also gaps in your knowledge. Over time and time, uncivil acts have been shown. From slave ownership when the cotton gin was made. That was that civil? Yeah, that's why we had civil war. Change that. Then again, what about before that? Indians? What about Cherokee Nation? You just told them to get up, and if they didn't, you're gonna kill them. Sent them all the way over. Montana, Kansas. Now there's only a tiny, tiny little dot left. Cherokee Reservation. Yeah, you're just gonna give them money and think everything's okay? Okay then. What about the Japanese? California coast. You put them in refugee camps. You know, one man is loyal to the country of his origin where he came from. It was a national security problem because one, Japanese on American soil, sabotage, mutiny, rising, treason. But still, the way they placed it, they could have been more civil, humane. How much are we different from America from that being to Hitler? What, just because we didn't put them in a gas chamber? But we put them in a camp, had no food. All they could take is the clothes on their back and starve. You gave them a little bit of food. That's it. Could have been more humane, just because they're in the eyes of the enemy. But yet, they're American, on American soil. That makes them American born. They are American citizens. Just because one man does one thing one whole culture should not be blamed for a thing that the enemy did in the eye of your view. Even today, for people from other countries from the Middle East, they are criticized, raced, and told them to go back to the country. There's actually one show on TLC that has came out. It's talking about how some people told, um, I forget what they call them, but they graffitied their house outside on their wall, saying to go back to their country. I laughed at the one part where what the one person said. She's like, I was born in America and I'm proud to say you're a fucking retard. And then there was other time where on a plane people were talking crap to her. On a plane. What? Because there's someone from the Middle East on a plane, you're gonna freak out and be racist. Well, good job for you, whoever did that. And other pricks like that. Just talking crap. Well, this time, it's my time to say what I want to say. How about after that? Let's think. The careerization of my family during the 1950s, because they came to America in 1943. Even though I do have to say, I am the great nephew of Jacob Golowski, the man who created CPUSA. I'm proud to know where you came from and your origins and to be proud of it. Maybe not proud of what other people have done. Stalin, he had mild psychosis, primary anxiety. His result of death was discovered in 2009, which was Durflex rat poisoning. He suffered from a stroke, then a hemorrhage, blood out, brain. Yet, it was an assassination plot, because he is about to go on a moment of a purge, which is where he kills people around him, including the people he works with. He didn't have enough trust, anxiety issues, and basically disillusionment. He thought, like, if someone thinks, like, there's people out there who say, I think the CIA, FBI are watching them, they have, like, intensive phobia. But there's also people in America, it's also common. Because of the fear of Russians, it's even became a phobia. Russophobia. Russophobia. Ask me anywhere to spell. Fuck. One first place to spell it with. I hold the 8th highest SRI score in the district. And the first highest in my school. I'm planning on working it so I get to 6th highest in the district. And smartest one in my school. Even though it's for people who got expelled. But still, I'm holding above expectations. Even if I was in a normal school. I might be second highest. Still, that's damn as good. And I'm holding higher than anybody is. Plus, once they get at this age, around here, all they do is smoke pot, sit down on their ass, drink, take some pills. I know some people who are fucking shooting up. Do you see me doing that? No. So stop fucking criticizing me. Know who you are. Because then you know who I am. And this isn't no thing saying I'm gonna bother anybody. Retaliate. Like I said, be a man. Talk it out like a man. And if you can't work it out, we'll play some Russian boxing. No roulette. Like a man. With gloves. Like a true man. Showing respect and ownership. And even wage and civil. I'm also mad about socialism. I'm not against it, but it's criticized because of communism. I mean, I still have communist beliefs, but more socialist. I think a socialist, I've been working on a political review. I started a group. So far, it's not going good. Criticizing. People talk crap to me. I've had one person tell me they were gonna kill me. I said, go ahead, do it. Find out where I live. Here. I gave them my address. I gave them my phone number. One time, one kid wanted to beat the crap out of me.